Picked up some more wire loom today. This is a 1/2 inch to put all the speaker wires inside, and I'm going to try to do that now. Try to squeeze them through. I think I should have done that before I put the wires together, but hopefully I'll be able to get all this in and through the grommet. Maybe not. It's a little too tight for the grommet hole that I made, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do that through the grommet. I'll just have to do it where the wire is outside. So I'm using a couple of snips just to cut the wire. And I kind of like having it all encased so wires don't get snagged on anything. If I had a scissor, it'd be a little bit easier. But this is what I have for now. Hey, it'll look neat at least when it's done, right? And I know you can't see it from over there, but I'll bring the camera around. So we got that put in now, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side for over here, and we'll be right back with that. Alright, so right now we got the speaker wire inside the loom, a short piece over here, and this was the positive bus. What I realized I did is I put the power cable over here, and I'm going to move it to the other side because I'm going to put the negative bus over here, and I don't want these two wires near each other, so I'll have the positives coming in from the top and the negatives coming in from the bottom, and that way there's no chance of anything getting across them. I also made some labels, so you can see that, negative and positive, of course, and I'm going to label those right on the plastic cases in case anyone in the future needs to look at them again. So right now I'm going to be drilling in the second bus over here, and we'll be right back. Alright, so we're back. Just want to show you the final board before we remount it. We still got to run the courtesy light inside, but so I connected the caps, ran the positive and negative to the ends, screwed those down, the lead to the amp, the ground to the amp, the trigger from the head unit. Of course, I use those nylon ties here. And on the top here, if you can see it, I labeled those positive and negative. Hopefully that's going to make it foolproof for anybody in the future, including myself. So I'm going to put another cable tie on the back of the unit to hold all the wiring in place on the back once I remount it. And again, that courtesy light, we're going to put a trigger switch here, and this wire is the trigger from the amp, and I want to get a little bit more wire to extend it a little bit longer. It's a little too tight. And that's it for wiring it, and hopefully the next video we're going to power it up, make sure it still works. Okay, Mike, 1988 F29 Formula, tuning out. Have a great evening. Hey, good morning. It's Mike again with the F29 formula. Gonna do some final wiring and get the stereo mounted, but I needed to form a bracket to hold the stereo up so it doesn't bounce. And I'm gonna see if you can see this, but right in here, I don't know if you can see, there it is. Okay, there's a wood flange there. So what I decided to do was cut a piece of wood up, and these three holes will fit right onto that piece of wood, and I can screw it up there this way and wedge it up against the hull on the carpet that's on the inside. It's tight enough. And then I got the flange from hanger tape, and we're just going to screw that down. And on the back of the Kenwood, there's actually a spot here, and what I'm going to do, it takes 8mm screws, but I think I'm just going to wrap it around like this and screw it back to itself, because it's going to be hard for me to get my hands back here. I'm going to try both. I'm going to go get the 8mm screws, but it would probably be a little bit hard for me to get my hand back there and do it and get the unit mounted. So I think it'd be easier. I could just bend this around and screw it back to itself and just suspend it. So that's today's project. Alright, back in a bit. I found these screws. They are flanged, so I'm going to use those instead of washers. I countersunk the shaft here, and I'm just going to use regular zinc wood screws. I couldn't find any stainless steel, and I didn't feel like going out and getting any. So these are zinc. Hopefully they won't rust, but they'll be good enough for now. Alright, so I'm back, finishing up the back of the wiring. So I clamped down the RCA cables going to the head unit from the power amp. This is the trigger for the head unit, power on from stereo. These are the power cables, and I clamped down the speaker wires too in two places so they can't move once I put the panel back in. Hopefully none of these will move. I decided on the hanger tape, I'm able to loop it around the back, and probably using my daughter's tiny little hands, I'll be able to reach up inside and screw a machine screw with a nut and washer, and it'll take the stress off of it. You can see where it cracked. That's the old original plate. You see the crack right there. I'm going to order a new panel from this company in Florida that can match it up. They make custom panels, so I'll do that. Anyway, the next videos, I'm going to put the panel back in, wire up the courtesy light, and turn this bad baby on and listen to some tunes. And this leak we got to work. We're going to replace all this fabric. I already ripped the headliner down in the bow of the boat, but I'm going to rip it all down and put vinyl up. So that'll be another project for another day. Mike with the 1988 F29 formula, tuning out for a few more minutes. Bye now.